And I saw an eagle, but he waddled when he walked, but he could fly so high. And I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? Fly away. I saw a disabled veteran. He said the government had stopped paying for his medical expenses. He said he couldn't have any medicine, had any treatment. And he had his pain that kept coming back again. But they didn't believe him, they told him it's all in his head. And it keeps coming back, and it lasts way too long. Sometimes paradise is all gone. I saw a disabled veteran. He said the government had stopped paying for his medical expenses. He said he couldn't have any medicine, had any treatment. And he had his pain that kept coming back again. But they didn't believe him, they told him it's all in his head. And it keeps coming back, and it lasts way too long. Sometimes paradise is all gone.
My name is Chris Flatt. I'm 36 years old. I entered the United States Army in November of 1989 and got out in April of 92. And I'm doing a lot better than I used to, is all I can say. I guess that's why I'm here for the documentary. Getting out of the military was really hard to adjust to. I didn't think I had any problems, that were because of the military or my service in the Army. But as the years went by, I had more and more problems that fell into signs of post-traumatic stress, countless relationships, jobs. Haven't been in school, but the jobs that I had been in were jobs that I could have moved up in, and I didn't do that. Yes, if anybody researches post-traumatic stress, there is an insomnia factor where sleep is a major factor that you do not usually get very often. You do, there are some pretty hardcore dreams that you get. What a lot of people do is they self-medicate and drink, and that's what I found to be the best way for me to deal with it. As far as right now, the last 4 or 5 years since I have sought help, I should say, and assistance from the VA actually has helped me. I've had this consistent housing for about 3.5 years now in the same residence. I am on disability. I plan on starting school this year. That's my main goal. And I pretty much, it's a daily chore actually. I have to kind of concentrate on sometimes. There's some things I feel uncomfortable watching, like on the news, for example, stuff going on in the Middle East. I can't really, it bothers me. Or I see a movie, based on, stuff happening in the Gulf War. It kind of affects me. I guess kind of like the way Vietnam vets get when they watch Platoon, or World War II vets get when they watch, movies like that. We Were Soldiers, or other things like that. So that's
Well, can you elaborate on what happened when you came back from Desert Storm?
When I came back, we had a large welcome. I mean, I was just so happy to be back, and I couldn't believe what I had just been through. At the age, I was 19 years old, when I went there, and of course when I came back, it was 19. And I had a pretty protected, I should say protected childhood where I was very censored to what was going on in the rest of the world. And then, I don't blame anybody else. That was just my parents trying to raise me right, But coming back, it was a hard adjustment. It really was a hard adjustment. Thinking back now.
Well, what about the time that when you came back, you said you went through a lot of jobs. Also, you were homeless for a while?
Yeah, well, I didn't start off homeless because I still had friends that trusted me and liked me, and I wasn't too much of a weirdo in their eyes, or whatever. I didn't realize that I had a problem, that was anything specific that I needed to take care of. And I should have taken care of it, years ago. But I didn't start seeking help until about 4 years ago. And once I started doing that, things started falling into place. But as far as being homeless, I did a lot of the couch surfing thing that a lot of people do here in Austin. Yes, I held down jobs. I held down 2 jobs sometimes, working anywhere from 40 to 60 hours a week. And that went along. But because of my drinking, I couldn't get enough money saved up to get my own place. Had been engaged a couple of times, and that all went to hell. And I can't say it was all my fault, but I am a contributing factor to it. And now, after having, sought help from a psychiatrist, they have told me, well, this is why you did this. It's because of, what you saw and what you reacted to, and at your age, and you've never seen that before. And,
let me think just for a second.
I'm Michael Charles Emmert, veteran. I was with Charlie Battery, 3rd Battalion, 18th Field Artillery in Vietnam.
And when were you discharged?
January 25th, 1971.
Can you explain your service terms?
Service terms was, I signed up for 3 years, and I signed up for the medical corps, and then somehow I wound up in artillery. And I was an artilleryman in Vietnam. Can you hear that as it sounds?
Answer questions
Yeah.
and be put on the spotlight of losing whatever they had with their discharge, that it would be totally taken away.
Yeah, putting them on the spot. That's the impression I have, putting these people on the spot.
Yeah, which in reality it's not really putting anybody on the spot, it's just being honest and open.
They'd avoid eye contact, any kind of subject like that. Work last.
So have you been treated for any condition?
Yes, diabetes.
And when did you develop your diabetes?
That was about 2002 or so. Actually, I'd been going on for years in denial. And then I got a diabetic sore on my right little toe. I almost lost the toe. And I was living in the street in an alley. And kind of hard to take your socks off. And finally I started taking them off anyway, but by that time, not only did I have the sore, but also became infected. And it hurt all the way down to the bone. I was in so much pain that, I finally went to Brackenridge. And I said, just cut it off. And, no, we're going to save your toe. Come on, man, cut it off. So I guess by this time I was, thinking of myself as being, kind of worthless. But, it did hurt. It hurt bad. They saved it. And she said, your blood sugar is 300. You're diabetic. This was caused by Vietnam. Give this to the VA. Yeah, I got 2 years at that point with no job. I had no money, and it was really apparent talking to the people at the Employment Commission that not only were there no jobs, but also they were to send me on interviews. And even if I did, I was filthy.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get an alley, behind a dumpster. You know, someplace I can hide without getting caught. And so it was kind of ridiculous to go look for a job, especially because at that point, more than once I came into an employment office and one time they had 1 job available in Austin. Another time they had 10. And the whole office was full, and there were several offices. They put me in front of a computer and didn't look. So I did. I had my typing speed up to like 50-something words a minute. And, just spent all day.
Hi everyone, my name is Louis J. Blaze, born and raised in New Orleans, Louisiana. Served in the United States Army from 1971 to 1975. Served in Germany, Korea on the DMZ, village called Tongbouchon. Also did a little time being a courier. Transported top secret documents back and forth to Japan and stuff. Served at Fort Polk, Louisiana. That's where I was trained at. Went to artillery school in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. Did 13 months tour at Fort Hood, Texas, here up there in Killeen. Also Fort Riley, Kansas, Junction City. Got a lot of training. Became an NCO, buck sergeant. Spent a lot of time overseas. Enjoyed serving my country. However, as you'll find out later on in this documentary, that serving your country is not always the results you look for when you come back home. I'm currently right now a Katrina evacuee from New Orleans. I've been here in Austin, Texas 2 years. I was forced out of my apartment in New Orleans by the military. I had an upstairs apartment where I paid, lived in public housing, raised 2 children on my own. I was married for 25 and a half years, lost my wife to breast cancer. Continued to raise my children, put them through school. The hurricane appeared in New Orleans. We survived the hurricane. The aftermath is something different. I was not in the convention center or the Superdome. I was known as classified as a bridge people. Spent 6 days, 5 nights, no food, no water on the bridge, until we decided that we were going to take matters into our own hands. Some people called it duty. Some people call it survival. I myself, I call it survival. We had no food, no water. I watched people die, literally. One lady in a wheelchair, after she passed from lack of insulin, her son committed suicide not less than 6 feet away from her. Jumped 6 or some feet to his death. I watched the military shot a man and his 8-year-old daughter, all because we were stealing property they had water in it. Trying to survive, and I witnessed all this at hand. I even took news crews to where bodies were floating in the water. One woman in particular had a child in each hand. Yes, the hurricane was devastating, but the way we live now as veterans in America is just as devastating.
Randy. Randall Wayne.
the next man. Up on your feet.
What service were you in?
I was Army. I'm a Vietnam vet.
When were you discharged?
1973.
What happened when you got home?
I was called a baby killer. But that was everyone flurry at that time. I'm sorry.
And you go to the VA now? You've been to the VA?
I've been with the VA since 2005. I waited that long to try to get my SNAP.
And were you okay mentally and physically when you got home? Or?
Then, back in the game, 71 and 23, I was not. I was young, dumb, and you know the cliche behind all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I was not. I thought I was, but the older I got, the more inclination of thought, theory, and what was and what is finally snapped on me. And I started thinking about where I'd been and where I'm at that time. Caused a great depression. And
were you treated for any of the conditions?
at that time, no.
And how do you feel that the military service has affected your life?
It caused me to try to escape from where I was, which was inevitably cause a cocaine addiction. And since then, I've got a grip, but I don't know what a grip is. A grip is acceptance. I don't know, but this grip has caused me to deplete my life to the point where I'm at now, and that's not what society accepts. But for me, I've come to the conclusion that I'm doing the right thing, I think, as far as social acceptance. I live under bridges. I live where I can.
I was walking through the forest, and I saw an eagle, but he waddled when he walked, but he could fly so high. And I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? Fly away. saw a disabled veteran. He said the government had stopped paying for his medical expenses. He said he couldn't have any medicine, hadn't had any treatment. And he had his pain that kept coming back again. But they didn't believe him, they told him it's all in his head. And it keeps coming back, and it lasts way too long. Sometimes paradise is all gone. And you want to change things, but the world keeps holding you down. And I saw an eagle, but he waddled when he walked. But he could fly so high. And I said, eagle, won't you teach me to fly? I said, eagle,